Hi, this is Rachel from RightStart. I understand we're having some difficulty understanding equivalent fractions and simplifying fractions and factors and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and start kind of like from the basic. Here's our fraction chart. I know you've worked with the fraction chart before. If I were to take a ruler and let's say we'll line it up on the 1/2. Okay, so here we have 1/2. We can see that. If we follow this line down, we can see that 1/2 is the same length, right, as 2/4. It's also the same length as 3/6 and 4/8 and so forth if you continue down through the fraction chart. These are called equivalent fractions. They are equal to one another. But the most simplest terms are the ones with the smallest digits, right? So let's say 4/8. 4/8 is both numbers, 4 and 8 are both larger than 1 or 2, right? So this is in its simplest form, but all of these fractions are equivalent. They're equal to one another. All right, so what RightStart does is it goes from the fraction chart, and we want to show you in a different way. Okay, so here is a multiplication chart, a multiplication table. We can do the exact same thing. If I consider numbers in the numerator and then the denominator. So this would be the numerator, 1/2. This would be the denominator. This would be the numerator, 1. This would be the denominator, 2 of 1/2, 1/2. And we can see all of these digits are actually equivalent fractions, just like what we were talking about, 2/4, 3/6, 4/8, but it continues on, 8/16, 10/20, 12/24. All of these are equivalent fractions. They are equal to one another. We can do this even if we skip a row. So let's say, what are equivalent fractions to 1/3? That would be 2/6. They just have to be in the same row. Okay? 2/6, 3/9, 5/15. What about 1/7? What is equivalent to those? That would be 2/14, 3/21, 4/28. Okay? The numerator is on the top, the denominator is on the bottom, wherever that is. We just find it. All right, so that's how we would do the equivalent fractions. But now let's do this in reverse. Okay, so we kind of know how to use the fraction chart to find equivalent fractions, up to the tenths. And we know how now to use the multiplication table for that. But what about the reverse of it? If I know the base number, I can find the equivalent fractions. But what if I have a fraction such as 8/16? How do I simplify that? How can I find the lowest number, the most simplest form of it? Well, we can take a look on the table and see if we can find 8/16. All right, so here I see an 8, and right underneath that, I see a 16. Okay, so I can slide my fingers all the way down and find that 8/16 simplest form is 1/2. So 8/16 is equal to 1/2. That's a simplified form, but it's also equivalent to 7/14, 6/12, and 12/24. All of these equivalent, but we want to get to the simplified version. That would be 1/2. All right, let's do another one. Let's say 72/81. Let's do that one. All right, so I've got to look through here and see if I can find 72/81. Now I see a 72, but that doesn't go over 81. I see another 72, but that goes over 84. Oh, here's another 72, and there is an 81. Okay, so now I have my numerator and denominator. They have to be in the same column. I can't have the 72 over here and the 81. Those are two separate columns. It has to be in the same column. Once I find that, then I can just slide my fingers over and find the simplest version, which is 8/9. Okay, now the question is, because this is fun and whatever, but this is not going to take us far if we don't understand why this works. So here we have 72/81. Why does it simplify to 8/9? Well, if we slide our finger all the way to the top, we can see that we can divide both of these numbers by 9. 72 divided by 9 is 8. 81 divided by 9 is 9. So that is the basis for simplifying fractions, finding a common factor or a common multiple, right? Both of these numbers can be divided by one number. That's what we need to find. So if I have a random number, well, let's just do one more here, 12 1/44. All right. So again, it has to be in the same column. I can see a 12 here, and I know I have a 1/44 there. I can take both of these over and find that it is equivalent to, and the reduced form of is 1/12. Both of these numbers are divided by 12. That's how we get it. So if I have a random number, such as 30 over 36, and I don't have this, I can think about what one number can go into both of these. Well, I know 30 divided by 6 and 36 divided by 6 is going to give me a whole number. 30 divided by 6 is 5. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So 5, 6 is its reduced form. Let's take a look on our fraction chart and see if we can find that. 30 over 36 is divided by 6. Both of them are factors of 6. 6 is a factor of both these numbers. And I can take this and see that, yes, indeed, 5, 6 is the reduced number. I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.